What's up, guys? It is Prescott season, back again with another video. In this one, I will be giving my review, my spoiler-free review of Avengers Infinity War. I will be doing a spoiler review later on this week, and I'm going to go see it again, and that's what I'm going to that's why I'm going to start doing my spoiler review. But for now, spoiler-free review. The movie just came out. Not everyone's gotten to see it yet, so I'm going to give a spoiler-free review. So if you haven't seen it, you can see, what I've thought of the movie so far, what my initial reactions and thoughts were to the movie. Um, it was outstanding. It was freaking amazing. The two things I was worried about is that it would be too overcrowded and that Thanos would be a generic villain. Um, I, Neither of which happened. I'll start with Thanos. Thanos is easily the best part about this movie, the greatest MCU villain we've ever had, and it's not close. There is not much close to him. I think he'll be one of the greatest, villains in cinema history, in film history. He's freaking outstanding. He's like, they gave his character so much depth and so much characterization, and it's such, you get his motives and you understand why he's doing what he's doing. They explain everything really well. They give him a lot of great characterization. He's just a great villain. His character Josh Brolin plays it fantastically. you know and another thing about him is his CGI, because the MCU, they've had some bad CGI. Black Panther, the CGI wasn't great, things like that, but Thanos looks freaking awesome. He looks so freaking good. The CGI on Thanos is insane. Just all around, Thanos is just the best part about this movie, in my opinion. He steals the movie. He's outstanding. He's so great. It was awesome to see him on the screen fighting everyone, all that stuff. It was so cool to see. Going with that, the fight scenes in the movie remind me a lot of the Winter Soldier with the choreography. It's not a lot of quick shots. You don't really blurry screen. You don't get to see much of the fights. It's very clear, and the choreography is awesome. The fighting is just so fantastic. Going with that, you get a lot of team ups between characters that you wouldn't really expect, I guess. And it was cool to see that as well. A lot of cool team ups. Then off of the characters, like I was saying, I was worried it'd be too crowded. Not at all, surprisingly. They spread it out in a way that every character gets their moment to shine, and a lot of the characters get a lot of story throughout the movie, and they get a lot of characterization throughout it, and that was really cool. And not something I was fully expecting. Some of the characters do get put kind of in the back, which I was completely expecting. So that wasn't a huge shocker. Didn't bother me much. It wasn't enough where it was like, oh, come on, like, why would they do that? Things like that. It all seemed to fit perfectly with the movie. All the characters, they fit perfectly. It wasn't crowded at all. It was great. With that is great character interactions. It was awesome to see all these characters finally, get together on the big screen. Characters that haven't met before, seeing how they interact when they first meet. Characters that may have not seen each other for a while. Things like that. It was really, really cool to see all of them finally interacting, fighting together, working together. Just kind of how they bounce off of each other. It was really cool to finally see that. So I loved that. They did that perfectly too. And surprisingly, the movie was very funny. They advertised this as kind of the end. They were like, where will you be when it all ends? Things like that. So it seemed like it was going to be a very dark tone movie. And it was very funny, but it didn't, it wasn't like Ragnarok funny, where it was kind of like overpowering almost, which I think Ragnarok was funny. I just think it was a little too overpowering at times. And this, it all fit perfectly. It didn't take away from too many like emotional moments or anything like that. It fit perfectly in the scene. The comedy landed. I think the comedy in this movie was fantastic. I think it fit perfectly with the movie and the tone of the movie as well. Just overall, it was funny and it fit too. It wasn't trying too hard to be funny. So I really enjoyed that. And the last thing I want to talk about is the twist in this movie. Twists, multiple twists. Multiple times in that theater, I sat there with my mouth wide open, not being able to speak. My hands were shaking. I was like, so many twists that I did not expect. I was looking at theories all the way up to this movie, thinking what could happen, who's gonna die, what's all this stuff that's gonna happen, and I was blown away so many times by all the twists they did in this movie. It's so outstanding, the way they do it, and it's not bad either. I really did enjoy all the twists they did. There is one thing I wasn't too fond of. I'll talk about that in my spoiler review. I'm not going to give anything away about it now, but there is one thing that I was kind of iffy on, and I'll talk more about that in my spoiler review. But since this is spoiler free, I'm not going to go into that at all. But the twists really do elevate the story, and they're fantastic. overall, it was just really good. It was really freaking good. They did it. 10 years, 18 movies, all leading up to this, and they lived up to the hype, in my opinion. It did it. This movie is fantastic. I completely recommend it. It's there's not much to say other than this movie does it. It's great. It's gonna change the way you look at the MCU now. Like I look back now and I'm just like, oh man, all that led up to this. That's insane. And the fact we have Avengers 4 coming out in a year from now, I'm super excited for that. And just overall, Avengers Infinity War is it. I completely recommend that movie. Go see that as soon as you can. Do not get spoiled. Avoid spoilers at all costs because there are a lot. And it's probably very easy to get spoiled. So avoid spoilers at all costs. Make sure you go check out the movie. If you guys have seen it, anything like that, if you're ready for it, let me know down in the comments below if you guys are ready, what you guys think, how excited you are for the movie, things like that. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more content. My spoiler review will be coming out soon. So yeah, that is going to be all. Thank you guys.